Hi folks, and welcome to the Fimmelberg channel again. And I'm in the springtime woods again. Weather's fine again. Awesome feeling. I'm on my way to the elderly person I'm caring for, and I got a tiny bit of time. And I thought I'll show you another project that you can carve even as a beginner. It's a little piggy, and this is nothing really special, and you can always elaborate on that, but it is not necessarily that you need to make a perfect and realistic pig. At first, I just want to show you some principles that I find useful for thinking through the working process. Actually, it's a bit like it's a bit of learning a grammar of a language, and I hope that comes across if I show you some simple projects, that there are ways that you can do the groundwork and elaborate from the place where you are in. And you start with a little stick. That's the little dwarf I carved last time, and you can start by just taking out this is my little Swiss Army knife. Actually, I do have other knives and other specialized carving knives and stuff, but I want to keep it as simple as possible, because I think it's keeping it real, because most of you will have at home is some sort of a pocket knife. It doesn't need to be Victorinox or Swiss Army knives. Even if I really recommend them, they are simple, they are not too expensive, and they work a cinch. And what I want to do is I want to create a flat surface to work from first. So I just take my big blade and carve away a little bit of the wood. Keep in mind that a pig isn't that slender and elegant, and just like that. So it doesn't need to be very shallow, just like that. And there's something you might have witnessed when carving, that is that your wrist always tends to do this. Happens to the best of us, and actually sometimes you really want that. But if you want to create a flat surface, you need to keep that in mind. Now, the stick was sort of like that, and it's not straight, so I want to carve this a little bit to have a sort of a symmetrical platform to work from, like that. Doesn't need to be 100% precise. Now I am working on the snout of the pig, and you need to keep in mind the proportions. And sometimes it helps to take a pencil and draw the outline on it, or you can also take a piece of paper, draw the outline on the piece of paper, and glue it to a block of wood. If you're working with wildwood like I do, that's a little bit difficult, because you don't have aftermarket ready-made 4x4s or something, but you need to create your platform first and your raw material. So what I want to do now is I want to start with the snout, and for that I'm going across that edge like that, and on the other side, and then that becomes really shallow, and I have a triangular section again. I will repeat that on the bottom too, and you get a sort of a rhombic shape. It doesn't need to be that precise. Then you like that. Now I can remove the material from the bottom, and I use the scooping motion. Now is the correct place for letting your wrist do what your wrist wants to do. Like that. Now I'm doing the same on the top. Like that. And on the sides. So you're left with something like that. You can use a more defined scooping cut. Now, in order to create more of an abrupt angular section, and I changed to my little blade. Because space is a little bit limited there, and keep in mind the proportions that the pig, or you can also carve a hedgehog, by the way, like that. Now I set a stop cut behind the section I carved with, and show you in a minute. And extend the stop cut to the side, like that. So you have the edges, wrong side, sorry. You have the edges as a platform to work with, and it doesn't cost a lot of effort to do so. Keep in mind to keep your blades as sharp as possible, of course, and if you don't have an outline to work with, by the way, there are a lot of great outlines or sketches available on the internet, so you can, I think it's Beaver Craft offering some sketches and outlines for carving, and like that. I did that. I add another stop cut behind this section, but I do sort of a V-shaped cut now, like that. Like that. I extend the notch I just carved, also in the same angle to the side, like so, and So you're left with something like that. Now we are changing the angle a little bit, and because we want to carve the back of the piggy or hedgehog or what have you. And I'm turning back again like that. And like that. Now I'm going all the way around. And I'm adding sort of a curve at the back, because little piggy is a bit plump, and you can also use this platform to make a really fierce Celtic boar. This is a matter of proportions. I want to carve something that is cute and that kids can enjoy, and that's the motivation behind it. And so it doesn't matter if it's a bit more plump, and I keep it simple because it's also pretty suited for kids. I have carved with kids projects like this, and while it's not for younger kids, but if you have you can work with younger kids if they are a little bit more capable already, but just keep it real, because you don't want to frustrate the kiddos, and you can and you have to constantly modify the proportions. If you are not content with it, just change it. It's yours. You should enjoy it, not anyone else. And you start with big cuts, and the more you are nearing completion, the smaller your cuts and the less effort you need, because you don't want to spoil your work because you used an axe or something for carving fine details. And well, you can use an axe for fine details, but you need to be accustomed to it. So like that. And you can use your knife to, and I like to do this in this case, because then I also have a little bit of more control about the shape, and it's not that easy to add material. And if you sawed it off, but you can't sew it on. But that's the beauty of the Swiss Army knife, because you get a little saw. I was actually thinking, how do I fold out that saw? I don't. So, excuse me for a little time, because I just come back to you with a finished product. No, with when I completed my sewing off, like that. Keep in mind, if you opened one tool, always fold it back in after use. Sounds self-evident, but isn't. So I am using that potato peeler grip that I showed you in the last video, in order to clean up what I just sort of. And now is the time to further refine the proportions, putting on some facets maybe, and carving. Actually, that chest lever cut, as you can modify the chest lever cut to use it for more precise actions. It's called the scissor cut, and I'm rounding off the snout a little bit. Actually, that's a little bit of feeling the proportions, or sense of proportions, and as I said, I want to keep this as simple and symbolic as possible, because this is the platform you can always refine. As that's not how it's done, but this is the base from where you can make it your own. As I said, that's the thing with grammar, with the grammar of creating something, and this is a platform you can easily modify to a more realistic pig or a more symbolic pig, and this is what I want to say. This is a piece of grammar. That's not the finished product necessarily. What I now want to do is I put a stop cut here at the snout, in order, because little piggy needs to watch the world too. And if you get these facets, you get another platform to work from, and that's what I'm saying. The edges and facets are the platforms where you can easily work from. Then now I'm using my the tip of my knife. Always, if you use the tip of your knife, for some kind of drilling or scooping motion, put your fingers on the blade to shorten the feel, and to stay safe, because actually the one thing with Swiss Army knives or other pocket knives that have a slip joint mechanism. A slip joint refers to the knife having some sort of a spring that keeps the blade open, and no locking mechanism, which unfortunately is mandatory in a lot of countries, because if you constantly remove social welfare programs and programs of education, of course violence will skyrocket. That's not a secret. People like me have warned about that for ages, but well, no one listened, and I'm not complaining, and I'm not getting political. That's just what it is. It's not well. It's not the fault of little utility knife of that, like that. I never heard any case of terroristic assault being committed with a Swiss Army knife. But not enough said. I'm here to carve, not to rant. So what you can do is you can also take your awl, and a lot of people associate a piggy with its note. So you can add some nose holes in it, and that. But that's my point. You can actually modify it just the way you want, and if you want to carve to elaborate on the mouth, you can work from the edges like that. To apply as little force as possible. You need to. You can of course make the piggy smile, and to make a more funny piggy, or you can experiment with a more grim wild boar. Actually, the pig was deemed sacred in a lot of cultures. Most prominent in the West might be the Celtic culture, where there were boar standards and stuff. The earliest example of a boar sculpture I know of is Göbekli Tepe. That's excavation site in, if don't quote me on that, but in the north of Turkey, and which is really stunning, and it's made from stone. It's carved in stone, and it's highly detailed. And the really astonishing fact is that it was made in the Neolithic age. And it was carved with stone tools, not with chisels and mullets and stuff, but with stone tools. And well, it's beautiful. Just maybe you want to Google it, Göbekli Tepe. There are a lot of depictions on the webs. Maybe you want to copy it in wood. That's an inspiration. That's also driving me sometimes. Not with things like this. This is a really simple project, but that's what I'm saying. If you get the simple projects wired, and it doesn't need to be perfect. It's just try your hand, and if carving little, well, I don't know if I could even call it a piggy, but something like that, you can understand the principles. And I'm on the journey myself. I'm not the best carver there is, and well, that's a good thing, you know. It's not about being perfect all the time. It's about sitting in the woods and doing something that's good for your soul. And you can. This is what want this is why I don't want to rant, because it doesn't do you any good. That's just what people want, what politicians want from you, that you that you despair, that you go ranting about what they did, what they just did. Yeah, they did. Criminals are criminals. If someone is a violent felon and staves in my teeth, tried that, tickles. It's nothing to complain about that a felon did that, because it's a felon, and it's not. Well, it would be nice if someone persecuted these people, but well, a politician as a professional liar, as Lemmy Kilmister once said. And I'm not saying that. Not every politician is a liar. Not every politician is evil and stuff. But our culture is about being afraid all the time, running all the time, accelerating all the time, doing the daily grids and stuff. And well, you have to be realistic. You need some money, and you need to a certain degree you need to comply. And maybe it's not even always bad. On the other hand, if it doesn't do you any good, go out into the woods. If you're feeling lost, and that's something innocent. It's something innocent. It is something good for you. You can keep your mind off things. You can do something, create something beautiful. You are out in the woods to listen to the birds in the background. Look at the green leaves that are bursting with life, and in that environment, just sit down, keep your mind off things. You can be intellectual if you return again. You can be tough and efficient and what have you if you return. But we need some time out from time to time. We need something to keep our mind off things, to keep us sane. And this is why I'm doing this. If I scroll through YouTube and then I'm not a stranger to that myself. I'm constantly doom scrolling and bad news after bad news appears and stuff. But well, that's not all there is. There are also things that are good and decent and awesome people. Just met some decent people from a local. Well, I'm not. I don't know if I can call myself a good Christian or something, but those are from a Christian institution, not a sect, just Protestant Christian organization, helping people and charity, and they have a lovely nature garden, and applied for some courses, just some courses, and we talked a little, and I was on my merry way, and these people exist. If you go out into reality again, these people exist. It's not always bad news, and whittling is good news. It's just, and it is academically proven, by the way. It's I referred to that in an earlier video, that the positive effects of carving and whittling in nature are scientifically proven. So you don't need to take my word for that. And obviously you already knew, I think. You wouldn't be here if you weren't looking for something like that. A little bit of inspiration maybe for carving something simple, that doesn't need to be perfect. This pig definitely is not perfect. Just get started, and I hope you enjoyed my video, and well, I like a sub and like as good as much as the next guy, so but it's I will continue posting videos, promise, maybe with some longer breaks, but that's not, I'm not here to earn a lot of money. If that would happen, which will not, by the way, I wouldn't get mad at people, but on the other hand, well, so if you think you need to be informed about my content, hit the subscribe button and give me a like, or tell me what you didn't like. I can only learn, and I'm apologizing again for my lousy equipment. It's just a smartphone on a stick, really, literally. It's a V-shaped stick. I just plugged my smartphone to, and well, so, and I don't plan to upgrade because I'm a lack of funds, and so apologies if it isn't that professional, because that's what it is. It isn't professional. So that said, I hope you enjoyed the video, as I said, and I hope to see you next time, and until then, take care, have fun in the woods, and well, see you next time. Bye.